Hey everyone, it's me, Aggie, and we are going to be doing a floral painting today. I'm going to be using watercolor paper with acrylic paints. So I've got my Canson Excel 140-pound paper. It's 11 by 15, and I can get 4 paintings out of this that are 5 by 7. Actually, they're going to be just a little bit larger than 5 by 7. Which is great because then I can tape them down onto a board. And that's how I did these. I'm going to show you, I did 6 yesterday, either yesterday or the day before, I'm not remembering. So here they are. I did 2 together, and I'll show you. So there's those. And then these are landscape. So, and these are a great size. These are 5 by 7. I haven't decided what I'm going to sell these for yet. I put them in sleeves, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. So, here's my 11 by 15 sheet of paper. And I'm going to get my little Cricut cutter out and just cut this in half lengthwise. So 15, half of 15 is 7.5. So, 7.5, I can come in 1/4 inch when I tape it, or a little bit less. And same thing with this way, it's 11, so half of 11 is 5.5. And I just think it works out perfect because you've got that little bit of space around the perimeter that you can tape down to a board. Okay. All right, so here's my 4 sheets. Get my Cricut out of the way, and I've got this board that I get at Michael's. It's a painting panel, and I just love it. Actually, wait, let me get this other one that I haven't painted on yet, or that I got paint on already. That one doesn't have paint on it. I grab this one and my tape. I also use this for watercolor. I have this on the other side. So here we go. We're going to just tape this down. Rough side up, and I tape them one at a time. I don't care if they're lined up or anything. And I'm just using regular masking tape. I don't push it down too hard, and I just basically come in about 1/8 of an inch, maybe not even, because I want to have a little bit more than 5 inches. I want a little leeway in there. You don't even really have to tape it all the way around, but I found that I like the look of that. It's a little short, so I'll put this one over here with this one. And what I do is I paint these 2 together at the same time. And they wind up looking pretty similar, but as you can see, they're not, they're not identical. They're very similar, but yet kind of different. So it's kind of cool. And I hope to create a whole collection of these and release them all at once on my website, and I want to price them so they sell out. I would love to sell out a collection. Oh, that would be such a nice thing. So I really want to price them, so that they sell out. So let me know what your suggestions are. The really cool thing about these, this is going to sound probably a little crazy, is that they can actually be sent first-class postage in a regular envelope because, if you put nothing else in there, because first-class envelopes can be up to this size. Let me grab it. An A9 greeting card size, which is 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. And so this is a size A9 envelope, and it could just be first class postage. So I could, well, the sleeve doesn't, I put this in a sleeve, but this would fit right in here if I wanted to just mail this to someone. Look at that, for the cost of a postage stamp. I mean, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying, like, this, too much work went into this for me to do that with this. And I used that clear glaze, and I really like how that worked. Clear glaze by Acrylic. It's called Triple Thick Crystal Clear Glaze. So here's what it looks like. So this is what I used as my varnish, and boy, oh boy, it's just beautiful. It's actually pretty similar to resin, you know. I mean, it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. I don't think I've used it before. Anyway, let me put this envelope back. So, hold on. Knocking everything over. I'll deal with that later. All right, so, oh, I don't have anyone here with me. Well, hopefully somebody will show up to watch the demo. I know Trish is driving down to get her daughter's doggies. All right, because she's gonna go skiing, her daughter. All right, so I think I want to do some more landscape ones, right? So I'm going to turn it this way. And the challenge with this one was to come up with a different color palette or some kind of reasoning behind your color palette. So I really like this color palette a lot. And it looks really good in a darker frame. So I think I want to go with something like this again. And, you know, you can go on Pinterest and look up florals, look at the colors that you like, and see if you can figure out what they used. Or you can grab your color wheel. And to be honest, I didn't do that with this, but you can grab your color wheel. And let me get this other painting. And you know, this is very similar. I could totally say that this was the color palette. Maybe subconsciously it was, but this is what inspired the lesson this week. It's a simple floral, super simple, but you know, really fun to paint. It's loose, it's abstract, but I think why it works is because of the color palette. And of course, that's when we say color palette, that just means the selection of colors being used in a given painting. And these warm colors are what we call analogous colors. And all that means is just a fancy word for colors that are alongside of each other on the color wheel. So when we look at these colors, we go from like a red violet, kind of, to reds, oranges, or red oranges, orange, yellow orange, yellow, we don't, you know, so it's all of these colors. It's basically half all the warm colors on the color wheel. And then, like, if you pick the middle one, you know, red orange, and go straight across the color wheel, it's blue green. And that's why this looks so good. They just perfectly complement each other. And we know that complementary colors They just look good together because they are so opposite of each other. And when you mix them together, they mute each other out. So anyway, that was the idea with this. And you don't have to do this type of color scheme. If you turn this over on the back, you can see, like, here's a triad, red, orange, yellow, green, and purple. It's almost like the Mardi Gras colors. Or, and you can rotate this, and let's say you just don't want to do blue, violet, you like violet better. Okay, no problem. Here's violet, and let's see, the triad for that would be purple, orange, and green, the secondary colors. So there's also something called a tetrad, which can be a square or a rectangle. And pretty much if you look at, let me get these out of the way so it's not confusing. I think that if we look at this, if we look at the colors here on this one, I think it's a tetrad because we've got blue. Well, we've got like a blue violet. Okay, we've got a blue violet and a soft green, and then we've got these yellow oranges and these reds. So I would call this a tetrad. You know, it's like the primaries plus green, right? Red, yellow, blue, and green. And it's a well-rounded range of colors, you know. So that can be kind of boring though. It's kind of broad. This one, what are the dominant colors in here? It's really, honestly, it's mostly, those are reds, and even pinks are reds. So we've got red and teal. Of course, red and green are complementary, right? Is it a triad? If I point on the red, red and teal, that would be, if I did a split complementary, I would do red, green, and teal, which that's not what it is. It's mostly red and blue. So it's kind of really a simple complementary color scheme. So, and so it can be that simple, you know, honestly, if you want it to be. So here we go from, you know, just a basic complementary color scheme to a analogous color scheme to a tetrad, or with a triad. Sorry, tetrad. You know, so try that out. Try that approach out, and see how that works for you. And remember, it doesn't have to be the pure color. It could be any color in the range. All right, so let's get started. I want to do these two florals. And somebody hopped in here for a second. Are you still there? And I really like, out of these that I've done so far, I don't know, I really, really like this. I love how vivid this is, and this pop of blue and the soft greens. I don't know, I'm loving those colors right now. Maybe it's the winter thing going on. So I want to continue with those. So there's a couple different ways you can start these two paintings. You can start with the cools or the warms. And I've tried it both ways. I think these I started with the cool color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. And I've got my water cup. I've got my mixing palette today. My portable Stay Wet palette. I still have some paint on here. I've had this going for about since last week, or even before, I guess, actually. And then I've got my paints in this box, and I take them out of this and put them onto the tray to mix. And you can see I've already dirtied my, I tried to keep it clean, but I got so carried away that it didn't work. So anyway, that's okay. And then if I need to, I just pull additional colors. I did use a little bit of fluorescent magenta on here. And I really like what that did too. And then I love this Bahama Blue by Deco Art, one of my favorite colors. And I think I used a little bit of that. So let's get started. So really what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide this space up visually between warm and cool colors. And I think I'm gonna probably do the same sort of a layout as this one. You know, where it's a, I guess it doesn't have to be a round, sorry, I'm trying to grab it. It doesn't have to be a round vase, but, so maybe it'll be a squared off vase, I don't know. But I think what I'm gonna do is mix up some cool colors. Let me get this all over here so you can see. So I'm going to mix up some greens. I'm going to start with the greens and the foliage, because the one thing I've noticed about painting florals is if you don't have this like background foliage part painted in, you have problems later. So pretty much what I would suggest that you do is paint that in and then layer on flowers on top. And obviously on this one, there's this major focal point one. Try and have, you know, I think I came back in and added these two flowers on top of previous mumbo jumbo. You couldn't even tell that they were flowers. So, so I'll show you that as we go. But all right, so let's just do it. Let's just go for it. So I'm going to use that color scheme where it's the teal, and I've still got that on here, some teal. I don't know if it was cobalt teal or turquoise green or something like that. I'm gonna need a little bit more white paint, and so let me get a little bit of white paint on here. And I did have I was mixing some colors, you know, oh, I guess I didn't need to put more white out because here's my white. Oh well, that's okay. So I was also grabbing additional colors and putting them on here, as you can see. That's okay. All right, and I really love to transition my teal green from this to a more yellowy green. So let's see if I've got some yellow over here. Yeah, I do. So I got a little bit of a yellow green with white and a teal green. And these are very light. I'm gonna keep them really, really pretty light. And really, and I'm using a round brush, I'm just gonna kind of picture, maybe it'll be a squarish vase this time, maybe right about here. And I'm just gonna kind of try and be loose. Try and be loosey-goosey. Do these S-shaped strokes. Something like that. Now I'm going to grab the other teal green and just get some of that in there. Same thing on my second painting. Maybe this one I'll have the vase over on this side. And then I'm going to switch to a yellow green. So let me get a little bit of, the darker green wants to dominate, so I'm going to pull a little bit out of my brush and grab the more delicate yellow green. Get that loaded into my brush. And just get some of that on there, okay? Now I want to plan where I want some really dark darks. So maybe for that I'm going to go with this, I think this is phthalo blue red shade. So this is going to be quite a bit darker. And let's just pop that in a few places. And again, just try and stay loose. Don't think about it too much. I like to kind of have a place where the eye comes in off the top. So that's what I'm doing there. Okay. So they're similar with that, but that's okay. And also the vase, I think I want to go with the light vase this time. So, and I'm going to switch to the warm colors. And I'm going to try not to hit well, you know what? No, I'll do the vase in a cool color. Let's do a phthalo blue. Well, it doesn't really look that phthalo-y over here, but that's okay. And it's just going to be a tall vase. Maybe a little bit curvy. Okay. And what I'm already seeing is visual weight. There's the positive and the negative space are pretty balanced. Just going to use that same blue here and there. All right, so now we're ready to start using some warm colors. And I'm gonna definitely try not to hit my wet, cool colors, because then I'm gonna have mud. So I think I am still gonna use a cool background of the super pale green. But I'm going to wait to put that in. So what I want to do now is just really punch this with my warm colors, with my flowers. And so really the most vibrant part that I can get is going to be my yellows and my pinks and my soft reds. So I might grab another little plate so that I've got nice clean color. Well, this isn't too bad. Here, let's start with this pink. Actually, if you can use a transparent color first without a lot of white, that's how you really get some nice brilliance going on. So let me grab a plate. So that has a little bit of white in it, and I want to try just some really transparent color. So I'm going to use this. I'm pretty sure this is like a yellow medium, cad yellow medium, which of course that isn't even really always a very transparent color. I'm going to put a little bit of the cool yellow in with it, which is might be, you know, like Hansa yellow light or cad yellow light. And just going to get some of that in here now. Pick some places for this. And, you know, it's okay if it overlaps some of the other stuff. That's totally fine. You want to fill in right by the vase, the center area. You really want to get that filled in. And already these look really fun together. I know I didn't paint really loose, but just wondering. Okay, wait, let me see what you're saying. Um, oh, yeah. No, great question, Patsy. I'm so glad you're here. The benefits of painting loose is it frees you up from the taskmaster of reality, you know, which can be so time consuming, and it's a more expressive way of painting, kind of letting yourself go and letting it evolve. And it's very hard for people to do that, but um, the reason why people do more loose work is for the expressiveness of it and the freedom that comes from it. It really does give you a lot of freedom. So, yes. But I will say, I have to admit, I think a lot of online instructors nowadays, they can't do realism. I'm not saying that you should never learn to draw or paint realistically. Any really good instructor worth their salt knows how to do realism, but maybe still chooses to do abstract because of the fun, or abstract, loose, because of the fun, and all of that. It's just fun. It can be faster too, yes, for sure. All right, so I've got Quin Magenta, and I'm adding that yellow to it, and this is going to be a really nice, vibrant orange. It's kind of a red orange, and I like that idea. And maybe I'll even go into some magentas too. So I'll do the same thing over here. Ran out of pure magenta, so went and got myself a little bit more. And I want to hopefully, and look what happens, how pretty it is when you let some of them overlap. You get this beautiful purple here. Okay. And I just want to get it kind of all filled in. So any place left, maybe I'll do a yellow orange now. Any little holes that I have, I'm just going to go ahead and fill in. And if you're having a hard time being loose, use your non-dominant hand. I'm using my left hand now, so I don't have as much control. And I'm not worried about how this looks right now. I'm really just concentrating on getting some vibrant color laid down and filling it in so that I can later edit. And I can paint out, I can paint around, you can see I painted around all these shapes and painted into the bouquet later on. This way, you're kind of waiting to see what shapes show up and which shapes you want to make into the flowers. So this is all pretty wet right now, but what we're going to do now is paint the background. So basically the goal is to get the entire painting covered, with your cools and then your warms, and we're going to basically keep switching back and forth. So now I still want to use this same soft green background. I just love the colors. Love that color. So that is white, with that teal green, which is, you could use cobalt teal, turquoise green. You might have this Bahama Blue by Deco Art that I showed you. It's a blue-green. And I added more white to it, and of course, just a little bit of yellow. Probably a cool yellow is best. So here's my cool yellow. It can look kind of lime greeny, which is fine. Or you can add more white. And then all I'm going to do now is kind of carve around here. And paint this background, and I'm grabbing some more white. And it's kind of cool if you don't even mix it all the way, the colors. But that's simply, you've got a scene, and you can decide where do you want to kind of cut in around here. So maybe I'll cut in here. Here and there, and it may not really show up real great at first, and that's okay if it doesn't. I can come back in and do more later. Okay, do the same thing on the one above, and my paint's getting a little dirty. I'm picking up the purple underneath. So I'm going to bring this over here to this plate. Sometimes I try to limit my strokes. I'm not always real successful. But I kind of like that. These almost look like tulips or something, so maybe I'll go with that idea. Just look for more places where I can, you know, carve in and create branches and things like that. All right. So now that we have the canvas covered, want to look for, do you have enough of a range? You know, do you want to have a really dark? Well, actually on this one, I don't have any really darks. The black pops out, and the idea with this is that this would go into a black frame, maybe with a white mat with just a thin black border. So I really wanted to have just little bits of black, but mostly keep it, you know, not dark like these other ones are. So I want to repeat that here. So I'm going to probably be going lighter and lighter with this color palette now. That's the idea that I've got going anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is go back into my vase. With this one, I have warm and cool tones in there. I'm kind of using these as a bit of inspiration. Yeah, I did these yesterday. I know I don't paint. Oh, that's the same thing you said before. Yeah. Yes, I'm kind of using this as my inspiration. Yep. So I'm going to go back in and paint a warmer tone. And I've got this purple thing going on over here. Maybe that'll work for me. Paint a purpley pink on top of this. This is still wet. And then I also like having some kind of pattern on the vase. Just something, I don't know. You know, you could paint the whole vase over and see what that looks like. Maybe that would be better. And, or, you know, you could even scratch through it. Sometimes that looks really good. Let's do that on this one too. I'm digging that. Okay. All right, so what I like to do if things aren't drying fast enough is I just take a paper towel, place it down on there, and lift up. Or you can even do this on a piece of paper. Hi, Denise. And get a kind of get a print. I did that yesterday. Let me go on an envelope. Let me go grab the envelope and show you. Kind of made a cool little print on my envelope. And now this is dry and ready for me to do my next layer. But that's kind of cool, isn't it? This could be the start of another painting. This is where I just kind of dabbed it over a wet canvas and made a print. Here's another one. This is just a piece of copy paper. I mean, you know, how cool is that? I can just kind of draw lines and make this into another piece of art. But I love how it picks up the brush strokes. So that's another little tip. Have some extra paper or envelopes or something nearby, or even another canvas nearby to do to blot off your wet paint. Oh, sorry you didn't find me, Denise. Yeah, the demos, I'm always doing them in here inside the paid membership Facebook group. I should have put the link, I guess. I'm sorry. So now the challenge is to find, and also sometimes I really like the happy little accidents that happen when you do that blotting. It kind of lifts some of the paint off and shows some texture in there, you know. I just love that. So now the idea is to figure out where are some flowers. Like when I did this one, this really was just, you know, long brush strokes of pink and orange that I started with, and then I just layered more shapes on top of it. So this is going to be my base shapes, and I have a lot of little shapes, which I don't know if that's going to hurt me or not. Might. What I really need to do is figure out where my flowers are. And for me, this is the hardest part. So sometimes what you could do is you could chalk some shapes in or use a pencil or something just to kind of make yourself see what you need to see. So I'm going to grab some chalk. So it's just white school chalk. And a lot of times I like to have some flowers pointing down. So that's an easy one. This could be like a tulip. Here's another one. I don't like that they're at the same angle. This could be another one. And this could be too. Just a flower that looks like this. You know, that's pointing downward. That's what these are gonna be. I came here, but I wasn't in here for some reason. Oh, weird, okay. So some of them are petal flowers and some are going to be round flowers. That's really all I'm looking for. And I can just decide, you know, where do I really want them? Like this could be maybe a really good place for a big one. This could be a really good place for a big one. Maybe even this one. I'm just going to kind of pick out and draw circles around the ones that I really want to make. This could be like a purple flower here too, big purple flower. These could be little blue flowers. And really you just need to pick out, you know, 5 or 6 main characters, I guess, so to speak, right? So I don't know if you can see what I did. I don't have to have it completely figured out. And then what I'm going to do is start painting those flowers in. So you might need to go to a slightly smaller brush. And it doesn't even have to be the same color of that shape. It could be a different color. But I'm gonna start with these, and it looks like I kind of circled the yellow ones mostly. So that's what I'll do. I'm gonna make these yellow flowers. Maybe I'll make them yellow orange. Okay, so now I'm gonna use a more opaque mix. And I'm just gonna decide, okay, these are gonna be 5-petal flowers. So you just do that, you know, 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? There's that one. Let's put another one in. Maybe right here. Another 5-petal. Another one here maybe. And then I'm going to come down over here on this one and put them in here. I want this to be a little bit brighter. Let me get some more yellow. And you do need some white mixed in there because you know, you need some opacity to cover over. Okay, this one's gonna be, these are gonna be kind of pointing down. This one's kind of pointing down, so I'm just making it bigger. This could be another one that's pointing down, and maybe it's behind the vase. Same thing here, pointing down. Try and change the angle of this one. This looks like a big, I didn't draw it in, but this looks like a nice round kind of flower with a dark purple center. So I'm gonna use, this is just straight magenta I'm using. This just looks like a beautiful, I don't know what, but I'm just gonna, you know, enhance it a little bit more. Not sure what kind of flower that is, but that's okay. This is where that being loose thing, you know, is your friend. Let's do another one like that over here. You know, maybe it's just a big round poof ball type flower. Let's do one over here, right here. Yeah, just another poof ball type flower here. And the other thing you can do, I'm using some quinacridone red now. The other thing you can do is just these posy round shapes. But the problem with my quinacridone red is that it's kind of too transparent. So right here, I'm just going to do a round posy kind of shape. Look for a couple other places where I might put another one in. So I've got 3 like that. And so yeah, we could do one here. Maybe here. And maybe I need some orange now. The other shape you can do are these kind of elongated shapes like that are, I don't know what flower that would be called, but you know, flowers have those shapes sometimes, right? So I'm going to use orange to do that kind of a shape. Yeah, that doesn't make a pretty orange. I keep forgetting that. Okay, so here's a nice orange. And I'm just going to look for opportunities to do that kind of a thing. It's basically just a single stroke, really. And in doing these, I'm trying to get some overlaps going on. And for sure, make some of them go off the edge of your canvas. The other thing you can do is look for opportunities where you can put an orange right next to a blue, or, you know, put those complementary colors right next to each other where you want it to really pop. Yellow next to blue and that sort of thing. All right, and then I wanted to do like a, I love that red violet, whatever that is. That was just a happy accident. So let's mix some of that up here. I'm just going to use like ultramarine blue and quinacridone magenta and white, and make some sort of a purpley, a red violet color. And let's see, maybe these will just be another globby type of flower. You know, maybe it's just dots, like pretend like you're painting grapes. Here it is on this one, just dots. Dots. Let some of the other stuff behind show through. You did all that hard work. You don't want to cover all that up. Let's see, I got one mass of purple there. Let's make it a little more pinkish now. Shift the color mix just a little bit as you're doing this. So it's just a little more red violet-y, and find another place to do these weird dotty flowers. One, two. Okay. But just see how it's becoming interesting and pretty. You have to kind of bear with it. There's going to be, oh, poppy's a good idea. This could be a poppy, yeah. Bear with it and keep on layering, but be controlled about it. You know, painting loose doesn't mean haphazard. It doesn't mean completely inaccurate. It just means not thinking too long about it and not being tight in the way that you paint your brush strokes. It's mostly, looseness is mostly about maybe holding your brush towards the end and not holding it like this, and maybe holding it more like a conductor's wand and loose. You don't have as much control. All right, so I love this yellow green. You know, I'm just kind of leaning back, taking a breath. You know, I'm having fun. This is fun. Sometimes I have to remind myself. Isn't that terrible? I love this yellow green, and I love what that purple added. And I love the pure pinks that I have going on this one. This one I don't like as much. This one needs a little more love, I think. And so what's nice about doing two at once is maybe whatever is working on this one, I can learn from and apply it to this one. And I think it's that yellow green, and that this needs to be maybe a little lighter and maybe a little more yellow green. I don't know. Let's try that. Let's see if that's what the issue is, why I like this one more. So let's make up some more of that yellowy green, and go ahead and layer that on top. And when I do this, I don't even have to, I'm going to kind of cut into these downward facing flower. Maybe I'll cover this one up after all. It's not really helping me a lot. And I'm going to leave a little peak of that green. Like I could take advantage of this green. This could be a leaf coming down if I negative paint around it. So let's see if I can do that. So I left a little leaf in there. let's get a little more yellowy here, hopefully. And I think that helped. I guess what I did is I upped the contrast a little bit. I increased the contrast by doing that. Another leaf right there. I don't like that leaf. Let me get rid of that one. Not doing much for me. You know, and I could come in and do some negative painting around some of these shapes. Maybe even come in a lot more. Maybe even just get rid of this. You know, maybe just totally get rid of it. See, so I totally changed the whole shape of it now. And I actually like it better. All right, and I'm looking for more places where I might do that. Just incorporating a little bit of that color inside of my bouquet. Made it just a little more airy. Okay, so now I like this one better than that one. You know, simply because I worked on the, you know, on the contrast a little bit. So let's go back to this one and do some more on this one then. Okay, and I think what I'll do is get rid of the chalk lines that are in here. Some of that is that white, those white chalk lines. Oh, be careful that your paint is dry when you do that. Okay, so I can go even lighter on this one too. Let's see what happens if we do that, because then I can do the same trick, you know, where I maybe put in a leaf. Getting too white. Be careful of whites. They can really kill a painting. Too much white, you know, just kind of deadens the color. This one I'm going to kind of come in on this side and change that profile a little bit. Of course, I can come back in and paint, you know, any flowers that I really lose. I can come back in and fix it. All right, so that's not bad. It helped painting the centers in on these red flowers, so I'm going to do that on here too. If you make them just a little bit off center, you can make them look like they're pointing a certain direction. All right. Not bad. I'm liking it more and more. Get rid of these chalk lines. Okay. See, so now I really like the little blue and teal that's in there. I want a little bit more teal though for my greens. So let me reinforce that in a couple places. You know, I can put some leaves in. Here and there. Just a quick swipe and it, you know, your brain is going to think of it as a leaf. I promise you. And again, shift your color, maybe make it a little more greenish. I think I do need to put something back up there. Maybe my teal would work right next to that beautiful peach color. Same thing here, maybe I'll, oops, I covered up I had a nice yellow flower there that I just ruined. And I could use my ultramarine blue or that, you know, the really dark blue to be little, you know, little dotty flowers maybe here and there. Yeah, that blue really makes a difference. So then I'm kind of wondering, what if I were to paint the vase really white now? I think, and then use some blue on there. Nope, I don't like that. But what if I use my trick again? I don't know, maybe. Not sure what this needs. Oh, I don't want yellow green. I think it looks better as a warm color. So now I know that. You know, now that I messed around with it. And it looks better a little darker, like I had it. Oh, what about a red vase? It didn't even occur to me till just now. Of course, now that I've got so much paint on there. You never see red vases, really. I like this better. So I'll do the scratch through again. That helps. And I can always layer over that again. Maybe orange would have been better. That red is just kind of ugh. All right, so what if I made this a dark teal-ish vase? I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Dark purple maybe. Yeah. Oh, here on this one? Oh, yeah. Dark, you're right. Dark purple would look good. Get rid of that. Dark purple. Let's do that. Dark purple. Ooh. How about this color? Wow. Oh, baby. And you know, I'll break it up. It's a little too much right now, but I like that. So right now the vase looks way too dominant, but I'm going to come back in with my paint markers and do something, a lighter design on there. You know, like circles or stripes or something like that. Can always do. So yeah, I might use paint pens. And then I think I'm going to use the same dark blue as the centers and some of these. Whoa, it's a big glob of paint. You know, now that I see that that's a good accent color, let's put that in a few places. You know, and the eye is going to travel around because of that. All right. Oh, wait, I could have done the center. I missed a few centers. This one, this one, this one. I think I want to put this one back in, that yellow flower that was there. Okay, so now, you would let this really dry thoroughly and get your paint pens out. And you know, you can see on here, sometimes I outlined some shapes and sometimes I put center colors in there and things like that. That's what I realized works for me. So that's what I'm going to show you next. Sometimes I would put these little twiggy, branchy things in and berries. And sometimes where I have these blobs of circles like that, just outlining them makes them really, I don't know, I think it makes it work when you outline it with a paint pen, like I did right there. Or put little dots and stripes and things like that. Lines give it structure, and I guess which is probably why I like having some lines on the vase. Just kind of gives it structure. When that dries, I think I want to use a white paint pen, you know, and kind of do the opposite of what I had here. I had light with dark blue, so maybe I'll do dark blue with white dots on it. I don't know. And then any place you need to reinforce your reds, because reds are always so transparent, I'm gonna do that now. Like right here, I can see through. I don't like that. And I want to get that red to pop a little bit more. And I'm realizing these are like two eyes. I need to make one bigger than the other. I need to do something to change that up. That's not good. So, of course, you got to add white to red to make it. It's almost like you have to do some, like a, you know, a white mask and then come back in and paint it red later. Because this is too wimpy now. It's pink. What am I going to do with this other one? The other one I need to change. So I made it a different flower. It's still the same size. So I think what I'll do is I'll make it more orangey when I come back in on that. This one I'm just going to try and just do more dots on it. Anytime you layer, you know, just layer more dots on, you'd be surprised. It starts to work. I love that translucency of that color right there. So I don't want to lose that part of it, but I don't like this part right here. So just paint over the parts you want to. Maybe some small and I need to kind of put that flower back in. Actually, I like that. I was going to all right. Let's get this really nice, clean yellow. Punch up the yellow, punch up the orange, and then we'll be ready to go in for our final details. Okay, that's more peachy, so let's get some pink. Ooh. You know, and you might even find other places where you can use a color that you just mixed, if it's a color you like. See if there's a couple more places where you can just, you know, have a half flower hanging out or something. Okay. So now the oranges. Let's look for some orangey areas right here. I don't know what kind of flower that is, but I'm just gonna make it more orange because it looks like that's what it's supposed to be. And I guess this is the beauty of, you know, loose abstract style, is that you can just do globs like this. And see, to me, this is freedom, you know, it's fun. Not much red in this one. That quinacridone red is sure pretty. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, I keep on seeing more places where I could put some of this pretty quinacridone red. Okay, stop. All right, so now I'm feeling even better about it. Yay. And this really would be the place where I'm going to close up my paint box. And this really would be the place where I would dry it, get my paint pens out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm thinking I'm going to, well, should I continue or should I do that as a separate video? I don't know. Are you guys painting? Are you guys still there? Because I have to run the blow dryer to dry this. Tell me what you think. You guys still there? Don't see any comments. All right, well, let me hit it with the dryer. I'll let you look at these while I'm drying, so at least you have something to look at. Alrighty. Patsy's still watching. Good, yay. So I don't know if you can see what I did with the paint pens. Like here I outlined in white, and at first I really didn't like it, but it's like anything. I kept on going, and I eventually liked it. Like on this one I did not outline them with white, but I put different lines in. So anyway, I like making the centers dark, excuse me, and then putting brown. So I think I'm going to do that. So I've got a brown paint pen, and these are Posca paint pens. Absolutely love these. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of see how I did it, you know, with these. I just put little dots. And I love this part. Love, love, love this part. Just put dots. Kind of breaks it up. Now those are blue flowers, so I'm not going to do it there. So it's a dark center, but it's not a really dark center once you do that. And I think the brown gives it just a little earthiness. I also like doing some of this on the vase. Some dots on the base. I just think brown, I love brown and blue together. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to look for some areas like I did there. Maybe, you know, what I'll do is I'll look for some leaves and I'll put some branches in. So like right here, I can have a branch going off. Or here maybe. You know, or you just kind of put a leaf in. This leaf was already here, so I can put lines on the leaf. I can add another leaf here. You know, why not? Just looking for places where I can put some leaves in. And I like this light green, you know, this is a leaf that just didn't turn out looking too good, so I can fix it now. And I can literally draw branches and leaves over previous layers if I want to. You know, why not? Or I can outline and just fill in an entire area with this green if I want to. Can also have some stems coming out. I like to do that. This looks like a little too much, the background showing here. I'd rather have greenery back here. So I'm just going to kind of fill it in green. The other thing I like to do is just draw little circles, usually 3 at a time. And, you know, I don't know what they are. They just magically work. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know, or maybe outline. Like here's a red flower. I can outline it with this marker. And it just somehow, I don't know, it just it brings it forward, or it works or something. I don't know why. That one I went a little crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have done all that. I don't know. I'm liking the green outline, so I'm gonna go with it. I think it works because, you know, I have so much green in here already. So that's what's nice about these, right? I mean, you can just totally, you could totally be loose with this. And I think I want just a little bit more something something on these flowers. So this pink is very pretty. So I like doing that. So, I mean, literally, I guess I'm just outlining things. All right, let's see. So the vase, let's see if this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I lost my comment thing for a minute. I'm still here. Okay, that's all right. So let's see if we can do something similar, you know, with the, I don't know how this is gonna look. Yeah, I think it's working. Oh yeah, see that little bit of pattern, I don't know, it's somehow a little bit of pattern seems to work. And some little squiggle here and there, some outlining here and there. It just, I guess I could even do little, tiny little flowers with white. I haven't done that before. Little tiny white flowers. I decided to outline this one in white. So make sure some of your dots go halfway off of your vase. And of course, the other thing you could use pastels. But then you're going to need a fixative on them. All right, so then the last thing is just some little bit of black line. So what do you think, you guys? Isn't it fun? I think the last thing I want to put on here is with my fine line black marker. Where is that? I might even put another color in with the white. I'm not sure. Maybe another layer of white in a little bit. Okay, my little black marker, hold on. So this is a Micron 05. Micron 05. And so now I can just come in and look for places to put fine lines like that, because I do want some black accents here and there. So, you know, like maybe these will become the black accents. You know, just here and there. I don't know. I'm just looking for places, you know, to put just little black accents. And, you know, look for places where maybe you could put berries or something like that. Getting a little weird with that, but you get the idea, I'm sure. And, you know, you might feel like it's going to mess it up. It doesn't. If you're just light with it here and there, I think it really, I think it adds a lot. Just that little bit of black. Just adding black circles randomly. Why not? I think that little bit of like pattern, I don't know, I just think it adds a lot. And then the other thing too, I think what makes it look more luscious, I don't know if you can't really tell, you know, like this one I outlined in brown. I actually like that a lot. Maybe I will outline that in brown. I just noticed that just now. Okay, that's probably enough. I like what the brown did on that. I think I'm going to do it on this one too. It's just almost like a final outline. Maybe I got a little too loose there. And sometimes just dashed lines too. Like this, dashed line. You can't really see this too well. Just dashed lines really, I don't know, it does a lot, I think. You can kind of see them right there, brown dashed lines. You can also try that on the background. And in that case, I would go horizontal. Just gives a little something else there. And I think I want to put orange in here. Yeah, that really brings those two forward. The other thing, this pink is so pretty that, I mean, you could just fill in an entire flower. And make it kind of come forward more. See how that just kind of made that one come forward? Okay, I think that's it. That's enough detail on there. But I want to show you one more thing. I want to show you the glaze. So hold on. I think I just 5 more minutes and we'll be done. And look how cool it looks when you peel this off. Somehow this also, I don't know, just that little white border. It just makes it so pretty. And this is just regular masking tape. Right? Now it's going to look even prettier when I do the glaze on it. So, oh, I got to sign it too. I didn't sign it. Both of them. Got a little messy there, but I don't care. Okay, so let me sign it. All right, so now, let's see, I'm going to take you over here to this other table and show you the glaze on this. Oh my goodness, it looks so cool. I just thought of outlining the white with real squarish looking daisies. Oh, love that. Just thought of that. So I guess part of it is you start to pick up little things for your repertoire. That's hard to say, that word. Those little squarish looking white and black flowers. Love that. Let me do that over here on this guy. It's some kind of weird made up flower that I just did there. I don't know what it is. All right, let me fix this. I don't like that after all. And I'm going to show you the glaze. Oh, the glaze is so pretty. I don't know if you're going to really be able to see it though when I do it. I have a purple. I do have a purple. I don't like this. What's going on here with the purple? Get rid of that. Okay. All right, all right. Now, so the glaze, all right, I'm gonna move you guys. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? Where did I put my glaze? Here it is. Because I don't want to spray it all over this table here. So let me just move you guys real quick over here. Sorry. So I'm going to spray this literally right over my garbage can. I don't know why Charlie came running when he heard that, so I don't know if you can see this. It just, oh. Charlie, go away. I don't want you to breathe this. I don't know, can you see how luscious that makes it? It just, man, it's really cool what it does, I think. And then I might do just a little bit more. I mean, and this is almost like resin, this stuff. It's so pretty. All right, let me grab the other one. Of course, you got to make sure that and look at how that vase, just look at how it pops even more now. You got to make sure that you, that the black marker that you use is permanent. So I don't know if you can see. It just gives it a luster. Anyway, and it dries pretty quick, so so that's it, you guys. Let me take you off the mount here. I don't know if you're still there. Hold on. Thanks for hanging with me. Looks like you're still here, Patsy. Hello. So here's what they look like. Wait, wrong thing. How do I turn this around? I can't find my turnaround thing to turn the camera around. There it is. So there's what they look like. It just, I don't know, it does something kind of magical. Oh, you are still there, Denise? Okay, it's showing one person is here. So you can see the texture of the watercolor paper still, but it's actually pretty cool stuff. I don't know, I don't think I've ever really used it before. See how it gave that cool texture inside the vase, that somehow it makes that come out a little bit more. So anyway, you can see all the weird outlines and stuff, and you can kind of see the layers, and I don't know, I think it works. I don't know if I'm being weird, but I think it works. So that's one approach. And look, two little paintings done. These are 5x7s, and like I said, these can actually fit inside of a, I didn't do my makeup or hair. These can actually fit inside of an A9 greeting card. Oh, it's backwards again. Hold on. An A9 card envelope. And that is regular mail. Now, I'm not saying I'd put those in an envelope like that, but look, you could just put it in. And I got these at Office Max. Oops, sorry. Having a hard time. I got this box at, or Office Depot, sorry. Got that at Office Depot. And yeah, you could totally do these. You could, and I also got from Clear Bags, I got these. And these are the same size, the A9, 5 and 15/16 by 11, 8 and 11/16 or something like that. Which is close to 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. Close enough, I think. Actually, no, I guess that would not fit inside that envelope. But anyway, I like putting these inside of a sleeve. You know, these are inside of this sleeve. And it totally protects them and just kind of, well, let me turn the camera around. I'm such a mess right now. It just totally makes them super nice, you know. And then I just put all of these inside of a little bin, you know. I can even show you my bin. I've got several bins from IKEA. These are fantastic bins. I love them. Of course, this bin is way too full. Let's see here. This is a great bin for taking when you're selling your stuff. But look how much it holds. You know, got that one. Here's Charlie. I've got another one over here holding a ton of stuff. Look at this. And it just holds a ton of stuff. I have another one oh, here's another one right here. And it's just full of my stuff. And I could literally just take this to go sell it in person or whatever, you know. If I have a studio sale where I invite people to come to the house, I would put these all out on a table and sell them that way, because I like selling direct. I don't really like selling through galleries or anyone taking part of my money. I'd rather sell direct. So that's it, you guys. If you have any questions at all, just post them below and maybe tag me so I see it, or, you know. And that's it. Thank you for being here. Happy birthday, Denise. And did you see that Tammy hit 300 followers? Let's go congratulate her. I think that's awesome. 300 followers on her Instagram, which is not easy to do. It takes a long time to build up on Instagram. But I hope both of you guys, Patty and Denise, do start doing more stuff on Instagram. One thing I've noticed too, if you want to build followers, and this is what's working for Tammy, is that if you join groups and get to know people, like maybe take a challenge, you know. If somebody's offering a challenge or a cheap class, sometimes I'll join those. Hi, Tanya. Sometimes I'll join those just for the sake of meeting people, you know. And I'll make comments inside of the group, and I'll share pictures of my work. And, you know, people, you know, you can even say, oftentimes they'll say, you know, why don't we all share our Instagram? Because everybody wants to build their Instagram. And then you'll get followers that way too. But make sure that you follow them and go like some of their stuff and make comments every once in a while. If you're on Instagram and you never comment or never like, you know, if you don't give, you know, you're not going to receive. It's basically like the rest of life. So that's my suggestions. I really do think Instagram is a good way to go as far as building more followers and starting to sell your own work. You can just definitely, like I could, you know, I want to keep doing these florals just like these that I did today. I've got 8 now. and I'd like to do a big collection. I haven't committed to a goal yet, but I want to have at least 20 and call them my spring collection. And I want to sell them all out. I want to price them so that they all sell. I'm like, I told Trish the other day, I'm like, you know, maybe even I'll just sell them for $10. I know Tammy would be mad at me. I'm not going to sell them for $10. Tell me what you think I could sell them for. They really do look nice matted. Of course, if I'm going to sell them matted, then the shipping is more and all of that. But I'll probably private message a couple of you guys and ask you what you think I could sell those for, what I should sell them for, because I want to sell them. I want them sold. I don't want to hang on to them. I want to price them at a point where people will buy them. Like, oh my God, I got to get that. You know, that's what I want to do. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Tanya, I'm sorry you missed most of this, but if you have time to come back and watch the replay, I'm gonna end the video now, and I hope you guys do these. Love you. Bye.